Green. Welcome back to my channel. I put up a poll recently on my channel that said like, should I do a book video? And a lot of you guys said yes. I want to say like 80% said yes. So I'm gonna do it because I'm so excited. Let me just start off by saying 2021 has been so personal. I know you guys have probably seen the quote around like on Instagram, Pinterest, wherever you go for your quotes, but the quote could not be more accurate for me. I've been doing so many things. Biking, I started cleansing my body. This is day 5 of my cleanse. I honestly feel so good. I started drinking half my body weight in ounces. Started reading a whole lot. I'm on my 7th book this year. We're about to talk about that today. I'm really excited. Hopefully I can be more consistent this year with the books that I read on YouTube, but if not, just follow me on Goodreads. Let's be friends. So here are my books. Unfortunately, I didn't go to the library at all. I can't even remember when the last time I went to the library was, but I do plan on going back soon. Sad time. I love the library. I want to go back. This is the first book I read in 2021. It's called Circe. Bro, this cover is so beautiful. Circe is the goddess that pretty much had her whole island to herself. She caused some trouble in the land of the gods, so she got banished to an island of her own to live out for eternity. Circe has this wild fascination with mortals. She welcomes them on her island and she comes, I don't really want to say the story. If you read the Odyssey, then you already know what's gonna happen. I don't know. It was just a very clever way of writing about Circe on her island and mortals that she comes in contact with, the other gods she comes in contact with, and how she really doesn't like her divinity. That's all I'm gonna say because I feel like so. Oh, this is such a beautiful book with such a beautiful cover. This is The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. This is my first V.E. Schwab book. This is about this girl named Addie that makes a deal with the devil. And after the deal with the devil was made, she is forgotten by everybody for the rest of her life. So she can go into a room, start talking, and once she gets out of sight from that person, the person will no longer remember. One day, Addie walks into a bookstore and steals a book and gets away with it. And then the next day, she goes back into the same bookstore and the boy remembers her. That's all I want to say because this is such a good book. Oh, the Circe book, I rated 5 out of 5 stars. Mind-blowing ending. This book, I also rated 5 out of 5 stars. The third book, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I've heard a lot about this book, okay? There was a lot of hype going on. I had to join in on the hype, okay? And it was worth the hype, by the way. This is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. This is about this girl named Feyre. Feyre's a mortal. There's a division between the fairy world and the mortal world, okay? Fairies and mortals don't like each other if you're not familiar with the two. Well, Feyre kills a fairy wolf, and a fairy comes to claim Feyre and punish her for what she has done. So now Feyre has to live in the fairy realm for the rest of her life. It's so good! Plot twist, go crazy. This is a series. 5 out of 5 stars. I literally rate this like 10 out of 5 stars. 100 out of 5 stars if I could. I wish I could relive. Oh, this is a very steamy book, by the way. So if you're not like at least 16, don't read this because it has some very sexy scenes in it. So I'm actually buddy reading this book with my friend Brianna. Hi Brianna, if you're watching this. The next book that I read, I decided to pick up a graphic novel because I wanted to read this graphic novel for a while now. It's called Mooncakes. It's actually like a book that you should probably read during, actually you shouldn't read this book. I don't recommend it personally. But if you wanted to still read it, then I recommend you read it in autumn because as you can tell, like she's a witch and she's a wolf. Let's just start off by saying the illustrations are absolutely beautiful. Color palette is just gorgeous. But sadly, I rated this a 2 out of 5 stars. Okay, so this girl named Nova gets a report that there's a wolf in the woods. So she follows the report and finds out that it's actually Tamlane, which is her childhood crush. And the storyline was very corny to me. The pacing was weird and it didn't seem very human the way they talked. It was like bad acting. That happened. That was a thing that I read. And then I picked up a middle grade because I haven't read a middle grade in so long. This one is so popular and I saw it at the store that I work at. It's called Mr. Stink. This cover is awesome. It gives me Ronald Dahl vibes even though Quentin Blake illustrated it. It also has pictures inside of the book. But it's about this girl named Chloe. She meets a homeless man named Mr. Stink. She thinks after like 3 conversations with Mr. Stink that it would be a good idea to move him into her shed without her family's permission. I think it was a really cute story. Definitely 4-star book. This next one makes me really excited. So this is the Adventure Time graphic novel. I picked this up next. Miss Girl is just singing her heart out. This is beautiful. I didn't even know what I was walking into when I picked this book up because I'm not the biggest fan of graphic novels. Like it's not something that I go to the library for intentionally. This is actually volume 4. You see that? That is just a whole adventure. So Finn and Jake are obviously on their adventures again, but this time with Ice King. Ice King discovers this dungeon that he actually built himself, but it was like 500 years ago, so he doesn't remember what's inside the dungeon. And Finn and Jake are like, yeah, we're coming too. They go into the dungeon, all 3 of them, and they fight off the bad guys and get their treasure measure, it's so good. You can literally like imagine it as an episode that you're watching on TV. 5 out of 5 stars for sure. I'm actually gonna go to the library and look for more of these. I think there's like 17 volumes. And then right now what I'm reading is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. It is the sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses. This is the first book, this is the second book. I believe there's 5 books in the series and there's a new release this month actually. I'm currently on page 161. Huh? It was just fun. Oh, you're doing it. Hello. Hi. You were singing a little Teen Beach movie. No, you gotta redo it. Maybe. But you need to redo the video. Mooncakes was good. Oh, Brixie read this. What do you rate it? 1 out of 5. 4. 4 stars? I rated it 2. See, those are 2 different opinions on Mooncakes. So if you want to read it, go for it. Talking about these books made me so happy. So I'll get back to you guys again when I read another like handful of books. In the meantime, follow me on my social media. Why not? Like this video too. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
Let me take you to Rio, fly over the ocean like an eagle.